Welcome back to Speak English Fluently. Today, James and I are talking about something that affects almost everyone. It is how to stop wasting time every day. Many people believe they do not have enough time, but often the real problem is not time. The real problem is how people use it.
Yes, that is very true. Everyone has the same 24 hours in a day, but some people use those hours in a smart way while others waste many hours without even noticing it. At the end of the day, they feel tired and busy, but they also feel like they did nothing important.
I think one of the biggest reasons people waste time is because they spend too much time on their phones. They tell themselves they will only check social media for a few minutes, but then 1 hour or even 2 hours pass very quickly.
That is very true. Social media, videos, games, and endless scrolling can take away a lot of time. Many people do not notice it because they waste time in small pieces. 10 minutes here, 20 minutes there, and after some time, many hours are gone.
I think another reason people waste time is because they do not have a clear plan for the day. When people wake up without knowing what they need to do, they often spend time doing unimportant things.
Exactly. People do not always need more time. Sometimes they only need more direction. When people know exactly what they want to do, it becomes much easier to stay focused and avoid distractions.
I think many people also waste time because they wait for the perfect mood or the perfect moment to start.
Yes, and that is very dangerous. People often say, I will start tomorrow, I will start next week, or I will start when I feel more motivated. But the perfect moment never comes.
I think people should remember that small actions are better than waiting. Even doing something small is better than doing nothing.
Exactly. A person does not need to do everything perfectly. They only need to begin. One small action can create more progress than 1 week of waiting.
I think another problem is that people try to do too many things at the same time. They answer messages, watch videos, work, eat, and think about tomorrow all together.
That is true. When people try to do too many things together, they become distracted and make more mistakes. It is much better to focus on one thing at a time because people usually do things faster and better that way.
I think many people also waste time because they spend too much time thinking and not enough time doing.
Yes, overthinking can waste a lot of time. People think about every possible problem, every possible mistake, and every possible result. But while they are thinking too much, they are not moving forward.
I think people should ask themselves one important question. They should ask, is what I am doing helping me move closer to my goals?
Exactly. That question can help people make better decisions. If something is only wasting time and energy, people should do less of it.
I think people also forget how important routines are. When people have a routine, they do not need to decide every day what they should do.
Yes, routines save time because people already know what is important. They can wake up, follow their plan, and spend less time feeling confused.
I think mornings are very important because the way people start the day often affects the rest of the day.
That is very true. If people wake up late, waste time on their phones, and start the day feeling lazy, they often continue feeling distracted for the rest of the day.
But if people wake up calmly, drink water, make their bed, and start with one useful task, they usually feel much better.
Exactly. Small morning habits can change the whole day. A good morning often leads to a more productive afternoon and evening.
I think many people also waste time because they keep saying they are too busy.
Yes, but sometimes people are not really busy. Sometimes they are only distracted. They spend a lot of time on unimportant things and then tell themselves they have no time left.
I think people should be honest with themselves about how they spend their time.
Exactly. If people pay attention to how they spend one normal day, they may realize that they have more free time than they thought.
I think people should also stop using tiredness as an excuse all the time.
That is very true. Many people say they are too tired to study, work, or exercise, but then they still have energy to watch videos or spend hours on social media.
So maybe the most important lesson is that people do not need more time. They only need to stop wasting the time they already have.
Exactly. Small changes in daily habits can save many hours and completely change someone's future.
I think another big reason people waste time is because they keep delaying important things. They know they need to study, work, clean, exercise, or do something useful, but instead they tell themselves they will do it later.
Yes, that happens to many people. They say, I will start after 5 minutes, I will start tomorrow, or I will start next week. But later often becomes never, and the important things continue waiting.
I think procrastination is very dangerous because it makes people feel stressed and guilty at the same time.
That is very true. Even when people are relaxing, watching videos, or doing something else, a part of their mind still remembers the important thing they are avoiding. Because of that, they do not even enjoy their free time properly.
I think people should stop waiting until they feel motivated. They should simply start, even if they do not feel ready.
Exactly. Starting is usually the hardest part. Once people begin, they often realize that the task is not as difficult as they imagined. Many times, fear is bigger than the actual problem.
I think people also waste a lot of time because they are afraid of making mistakes. They want everything to be perfect before they begin.
Yes, perfection can waste a lot of time. Some people spend hours planning, thinking, or changing small details because they are afraid something will go wrong.
But trying to be perfect can stop people from making progress.
Exactly. It is much better to do something imperfectly than to do nothing at all. People can always improve later, but first they need to begin.
I think another problem is that people often spend too much time with negative people. Some people always complain, gossip, or waste time talking about useless things.
That is very true. Negative people can take away a lot of energy and time. After spending time with them, people often feel tired, distracted, and unmotivated.
I think people should spend more time with people who inspire them and less time with people who only waste their time.
Exactly. The people around us can affect our habits, our mindset, and even our future. That is why it is important to choose good people.
I think many people also waste time because they do not know what is most important. They do many small things, but they avoid the one important thing they really need to do.
Yes, that is very common. People answer messages, clean small things, watch videos, or do other easy tasks because they do not want to do the difficult task.
But usually the difficult task is the one that matters the most.
Exactly. People should ask themselves, what is the most important thing I need to do today? Then they should do that first before they do smaller things.
I think many people also waste time because they are always checking their phones while they work.
That is very true. Someone may be working, studying, or doing something important, but every few minutes they check a message, open social media, or watch a short video. That breaks their focus again and again.
I think it is difficult to do good work when people are distracted all the time.
Exactly. When people keep losing focus, even a small task can take a very long time. But when people focus completely on one thing, they can finish much faster.
I think mornings are also very important. If people waste the first few hours of the day, they often continue wasting time for the rest of the day.
That is very true. When people wake up and immediately start using their phones, watching videos, or doing nothing useful, they lose focus very early. Then the whole day starts feeling lazy and unorganized.
I think a good morning routine can save a lot of time.
Yes. Waking up, making the bed, drinking water, planning the day, and starting work early can help people feel more productive and more in control.
I think people should also stop trying to do everything in one day because that can make them feel overwhelmed.
Exactly. People do not need to solve their whole life in one day. They only need to focus on a few important things. Doing 3 important things is better than doing 10 useless things.
I think many people become discouraged because they do not see fast results.
Yes, but small progress every day is much better than waiting for one perfect day. Even one useful hour every day can create very big results after a few months.
I think people should remember that wasting time may feel good in the moment, but later it usually creates stress, regret, and disappointment.
Exactly. But using time wisely creates confidence, peace, and progress. People feel much better when they know they are moving closer to their goals.
I think people should stop asking themselves, "What do I feel like doing?" and start asking, "What is important for me to do?"
That is very true. If people only do what feels easy, they will keep wasting time. But if they do what is important, they can slowly build a much better future.
So maybe the most important lesson is that people should stop waiting for the perfect time and start using the time they already have.
Exactly. The perfect time does not exist. The best time to begin is usually now.
I think another reason people waste time is because they spend too much time thinking about the past. They think about old mistakes, missed opportunities, bad decisions, or things they wish they had done differently.
Yes, that is very true. People often spend hours thinking about things they cannot change anymore. They ask themselves questions like, what if I had started earlier? What if I had worked harder? Or what if I had made a different decision? But thinking too much about the past only wastes time and energy.
I think people should learn from the past, but they should not live in the past. The past is finished, and nobody can change it now.
Exactly. The past can teach lessons, but it cannot be changed. People should focus more on what they can do today because today is the only thing they can control.
I think many people also waste time worrying too much about the future. They keep thinking about problems that have not even happened yet.
That is true. People worry about money, work, health, relationships, or failure. They spend so much time imagining bad situations that they forget to enjoy the present moment.
I think worrying too much can make people feel tired even when nothing bad has happened.
Exactly. People should remember that worrying does not solve problems. Action solves problems. If there is something people can do, they should do it. If there is nothing they can do, they should stop wasting energy worrying about it.
I think people also waste a lot of time trying to make everyone happy. They care too much about other people's opinions.
Yes, that is very common. Many people are afraid of being judged, criticized, or disliked, so they spend too much time trying to impress others instead of focusing on their own goals.
But no matter what someone does, there will always be people who disagree or complain.
Exactly. That is why people should stop worrying so much about what others think. They should focus more on building the life they want.
I think another big problem is that people often say they are too tired to do important things, but they still have energy for social media, videos, or other distractions.
That is very true. Many people say they are too tired to study, exercise, or work on their goals, but then they spend 2 or 3 hours on their phones. Sometimes people are not really tired. Sometimes they are just avoiding difficult things.
I think people should be honest with themselves about how they spend their time.
Yes, because if people are honest, they can see what is helping them and what is hurting them. They can notice which habits are useful and which habits are wasting their future.
I think people should also stop waiting for life to become easier. Life will always have problems, stress, and responsibilities.
Exactly. If people keep waiting for the perfect time, they may wait forever. The best time to start is usually now, even if life is difficult.
I think people should remember that every day is a chance to improve. Even one good hour can make a difference.
That is very true. People do not need to be productive every minute of the day. They only need to use some of their time in a useful way.
I think many people become discouraged because they waste one day and then feel like everything is ruined.
Yes, but one bad day does not destroy everything. People should not give up just because they wasted one day. They should simply start again the next day.
I think people should focus more on consistency than perfection.
Exactly. Nobody uses time perfectly every day. Everyone makes mistakes sometimes. The important thing is to keep trying and keep improving.
I think people should also remember that time is one of the most valuable things in life.
Yes, money can come back, opportunities can come back, and even relationships can sometimes come back. But time never comes back.
That is why people should spend more time on things that matter, like health, family, learning, goals, and happiness.
Exactly. People should ask themselves if they are building a better future or only wasting another day.
I think life becomes much better when people stop wasting time on useless things.
Yes. When people protect their time, they usually feel more peaceful, more confident, and more in control of their lives.
I think one of the best feelings in life is going to sleep at night and knowing that you used your day in a good way.
That is very true. Even if someone only makes a little progress, they can still feel proud because they know they are moving in the right direction.
Thank you for listening to this conversation.
If you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe.